Do more tension there. Just come my way. There you go. That's too far. Right here. You go. If you go too far, you lose that. Keep it right here. All right. Good.
That's what I've been looking for.
Huh?
That's the feeling I needed. You told me last time we were here, keep your chest up. And damn, it took a long time, but I get that feeling every once in a while. I'm like, where do I? And I'd always, every time, I'm like, where the fuck do I go once I have it out?
Where you feel strongest. You know, if it's going this way, it feels like it's gonna fall. That's great if you have a bench shirt, but you don't wear a bench shirt, right? Yeah. What you're about to see are clips taken from an event we created called Train Your Ass Off with Tate. Two main objectives to this event with one overreaching goal. The two main objectives are to teach the best technique possible on one of the main lifts. The second objective was to be able to teach effort and intensity so they understand what training hard really is, and then from there it's much easier to grasp and understand what training submaximally is. And then the overreaching goal of all this is for them to be able to utilize this information to make their training better and to have their lifestyle help their training instead of take away from their training. Okay, we are here today with another Train Your Ass Off session. For this session, what I asked them to do was just warm up on their own. The focus is gonna be the bench first. There's two reasons why I asked them to do that. The biggest one being, I want to see what exercises they select and what things they do for a warm-up, because the health history, medical history, and everything's clear. But typically what people are going to do for their warm-up movements is going to be indicative of what they think they need to do, because either something's bothering them or they're worried something's going to bother them. So the exercise choices that some of them made have been, they're going to help. I don't want to say they're glaring or eye-opening, but they're going to help in regards to that. And it also helps to just kind of watch how they move from exercise to exercise, where the shoulders are, nonverbal communication, what they're talking about and stuff like that. So while I try to remove myself and step away, I'm still listening to what they're saying and what they're doing, because I don't work with these people all the time. So I have to kind of pick things up on the fly that they otherwise wouldn't tell me, that I can figure out if I'm watching somebody train for 3 months at a time. I'm having them bench right now, and with their warm-up sets, I'm not changing anything. I'm just watching what they're doing during their sets. So then after probably 4 or 5 warm-up sets, I'm gonna know what I can change with each person. I can already tell a lot from what I need to change with the sets now. Here, what you're gonna see is the tightness of the legs isn't so good. You'll actually see the foot that moves around a little bit. The tension on the upper back is going down instead of back and down. And because it's light and it's like a third or second warm-up set, I can't make a determination off that yet, because it could just be tight. Here, there's good upper back tightness, but the bar is too far this way, so it's going to come in front of the elbows too much. On this one, you can see his pecs rolling up as he presses, because his pecs are doing so much of the work, and a lot of the work's being done by the tricep, which you can see why he doesn't have the hypertrophy under his elbow. Because of that, the legs are also not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Go again. See, right there, it's boom, boom. It's all, this would be easy to fix. His feet are also dancing all over the fucking place. Okay, yep. With her, you'll see her base with the shoulder blades is not as long as it needs to be. She's up really high on her shoulder blades, but only about this much room's on the bench where it should be that much. You can see that right under the shoulder blade, you can see where it's off of the bench. That should be planted down more. Or they're not down. They're not together and down, they're just together. I'm seeing technical things with all you guys. Some of you guys might have to work up again because the weight's just too light. You have a really good arch. but you have to look at how much surface area of your shoulder blade is on the bench.
Okay.
So your arch is so high that a big, maybe half of your shoulder blade is off of the bench, right? Which, think about where you can generate more power with your shoulder blade like this, or actually being pinned down to be able to generate more power. So you're over consumed with a big arch and under consumed with getting your back to be able to press into the pad. I think some of it is you're putting your shoulder blades together and getting real tight up on your traps, but you're not putting them together and down. Okay, so you might even want to think about putting them down first, then together, and see what that does, to see if we can get more surface area. It's going to feel a little weird, but when you go to press it out of the bottom, you're going to feel way stronger. You probably feel more powerful on a floor than you do a bench, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Because you can't get that position. Because a lot of times if you're going to floor press, your legs are going to be flat, right?
I used to be weaker on floor, but most recently, I would say, like in the past year or so.
Yeah, it's probably because the setup. Because that. Okay, go ahead and.
Should I do the setup?
Yeah, do the setup the same way. Just try to put your shoulder blades down first, then together. And just do a couple. All right, it's a little better. Not really. Okay, it's a little better, but you see the bar was a little crooked because it's not. One side was better and the other side wasn't. So we'll figure it out. Okay. I went with the easiest solution first.
No.
Okay, press. More. Do it again. Again. Okay. Keep going. Good. Keep going. Okay. Do another rep. Get down there and just pull it out real quick. Get more tension there. Just come my way. There you go. That's too far. Right here. You go. If you go too far, you lose that. Keep it right here. All right. Good.
That's what I've been looking for.
Huh?
That's the feeling I needed, bro. You told me last time we were here, keep your chest up. And damn it took a long time, but I get that feeling every once in a while. I'm like, where do I? And I'd always, every time, I'm like, where the fuck do I go once I have it out?
Where you feel strongest. You know, if it's going this way, it feels like it's going to fall. That's great if you have a bench shirt, but you don't wear a bench shirt, right?
Yeah.
So it needs to be where it feels strongest.
Well, you just need to get a bench shirt.
Or get a bench shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole other thing, but that's a whole nother fucking discussion. Okay, on the bench again, we're gonna try something different. Just lay down and grab the bench. Instead of coming all the way through like you are, just get planted wherever your head normally finishes when you come through.
Okay.
Okay. Stay. Put your feet on the bench right now. Knees together. Okay, lift your hips as high as you can. Higher, higher, higher. Try to keep that right here down. Come, bring that down against my fingers. Nope. See, you're higher. I want this down on my fingers. Smash my fingers. Even more. Okay, hold on. Both of them. Go. No, you're rotating. Let's not rotate. Let's try to do the opposite or rotate. Bring your shoulders this way, like shrug up. Okay, put your feet back down. Keep down. Right there, smash my finger down. Okay, great, go. Pull it out. Hold there. Keep that down, go. Good. Good, see now you can see the lat flexing out of the bottom. Okay, bracket. All right, now, the next time I just need to figure out what the fuck I had you do so we can replicate it. Did that feel different?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Instead of trying to push through your toes, try to push your heels down. like you're in mud, like you're pushing your feet into mud, then try to push the mud forward, right? You're just trying to slide the mud right now. So push down hard and then forward.
So like hammer my heel down and then?
As hard as you can, then push your foot towards the front of the shoe. Right now you're just pushing it towards the front of your shoe, so you're gonna slip on anything. Okay. Heel, 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 nope. So you push your heel down as hard as you can, your foot can't go forward. Okay, go. Keep it in the heel. Good. Squeeze this as hard as you can and try to pull this part of your hand apart that way. So I don't want you pulling the bar apart. I want you just doing that, okay? Okay, ready? Go. Spread the hand on the bar so the whole hand's grabbing. Go. Fuck. Okay, rack it. All right. You see when he benches, his pecs roll up so hard every time. Everything's in the pec. It's not here and here where it needs to be. So what I'm trying to do is figure out how the fuck to get it there. It's still gonna be a lot there because how you bench. I can't change that. But there's a whole lot of other shit you're not using when you bench, and it's just
Walmart triceps.
yeah. Where you can't build them if you're not using them, right? Okay, let's go through, back down again. Okay, so you're not gonna slide through. You're gonna get set, feet on bench, lock it down so you're trying to get your whole shoulder blade. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By having a smaller base
Yeah.
and now making it a little bit bigger, but not being flat backed. Okay. And your arch, by the way, is no different than when you were going all the way through. We just took some of the dramatics out of it. So yeah. Okay, the feet on the bench. Just to find that feeling again, because I think you need to feel it first. Because that's what you're used to. See, that's where you default. Go ahead and for this, it's just 95 pounds. Let it roll back and just use that to brace with. See how that's what you want to do. So now what you want to do is get in that position, but then just let it fall down a little bit. Let your upper back arch break some. Down, 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 there. That's where you want to flex this. Get that tight. Set your feet and go. All right, then pull it out. Think of the lats. No, we dropped the shoulder blades. Whoop. Let's get set up again. More of the shoulder blade on the bench. And flare your lats like you're doing a lat spread. And think about you're gonna take your triceps and your triceps are gonna tap your lats at the bottom. So flare the lats. There, flare, flare. Get tight though, get tight. Okay. Down. That's better. Do it again. Good. One more. Okay, good. That's better. Do you feel a difference between that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have a trick that might help too. Again, let's figure this feet thing. Everything, you guys are doing really well. I'm having a hard time finding shit to pick apart. So what I'm trying to find is the big thing that's fucking you all up. His feet are a problem because if he goes to a meet, you're sliding everywhere you go, right?
That's like 50-50.
Yes. So he's got to have 100% optimal situation to where the rug is brand new. Because this is, and a shoe, and this is a grippy rug. And he's still sliding on that. So he's got to have the right shoe, he's got to have mountain climber shoes and a really good rug. Okay? And if that doesn't happen, his foot's going to slip and he's going to have no stability in the bench because he's trying to push through his toe so much. This is where cues get fucked, right? Because everybody, I've done it. You tell people push through your toes if you're pushing out like that. But you forget, what if they don't push their heel down? Because you just assume they're pushing their heel down. But they don't. And if you look real close, you see all that force is here. You can actually see the heel bobbing a little bit. If the heel's down, like I told him, act like you're in mud, push your foot down and push through the mud, then it's not going to be able to do that. It should just see the flex in the shoe, and that's it. Because if the heel's planted, and you're going to have more force going through. You're not going to think you do, but you do. Because right now your neural feedback is your toes being smashed in your shoes. And that's when you know you're pressing hard, when your toes hurt. Your toes hurting has nothing to do with you pressing hard. But you connected that. You know what I'm saying? So that disconnection is going to take a little long. So the only thing you can go on is making sure the foot is stable and not stand. I mean, if it's a shitty gym and you're on vacation, you're going to have to stand there. It's just no choice. But he shouldn't be slipping that much on this, okay? And you don't want to not push with your legs just to compensate, because that's just don't bench. But the other thing I look at a lot is the lats when they bench. When anybody benches, you want to see them flare out, and his are. So his, go ahead and bench. Go. You can see almost a lat spread when he presses out. Now he's not doing it because I said that. Push into your feet harder. There. See, now his lat just came out. Go. Good. So with the bench, I always kind of look at the bar path. The obvious stuff, right? Is the bar in line with the wrist? Is the wrist in line with the elbow? Is it a fluid? You guys are all doing that. So it's not like a learn to train seminar where I want to beat my head against the wall with a hammer. You know, so I can go a little deeper. I don't even have to worry about that. It's fine. So I'm looking further down the chain, feet, lats, right? The lats is the next big one that you normally can never get to in any type of seminar because you're too busy fixing all this positioning shit. Her lats are just starting in the wrong spot. So they're not going to start in the wrong spot and then get in the right spot automatically. You got to find a way to get them started in the wrong spot. You're using them when you feet. That's why I'm saying you have that real weird connection that has to break. But just us telling you to do it, you didn't change that, but you changed that, right? So that's just ingraining it with more repetitions. You're going to just get off the packs. So instead, to make it very simplified, instead of your lats doing a lot of the eccentric loading, your pecs are, all right? Which, that's fine, that's an action of the pack when you come down that way. But if we can take some of that off to keep that fatigue off of this, because that's what presses. Like your lats, yes, do help on the bottom, but do your lats press the bar off your bottom? Last time I checked, it's impossible for them to do. Even if they're there and do a lat spread, it's just gonna come out. But if they're not taking a lot of that weight on the way down, what has to? This has to, and it's going to be that eccentric action, which is more fatiguing than a concentric
That's
action.
always been my problem. Even when I get to near max weights, it's like it's coming down, and then it's like off, and I'm not set up at the bottom to actually.
Yeah, you know why it's always your problem? Because you just said it's always your problem. You can't fix things if it's always your problem. That's like the person that says every time I bench, I always miss right here. Well, no shit, you know. So let's. Anyhow, that you know where I'm going with that. Let's go ahead and keep going. But again, that's the lats. So a lot of it's falling on the lats.